What is it that makes a quest good or bad? Is it determined by how many rounds of the index you have to play through, or the amount of time you spend scanning plans? And is this second dream better than the war within? These are questions I've had for a while, and now I've decided it's time to answer them. That's why I'm replaying all of Warframe's quests to find not only the best, but also the worst, in order to answer the Warframe question. Saya Vigil is a quest I went into with a lot of expectation, to be honest, especially as it's the quest that comes with the Plains of Eidolon, one of Warframe's biggest updates ever. Now I know that expectation is never really a good thing, as I've said before in my Dread Hype video, but does this quest really make a difference? Well, it's kinda hard to say. Saya Vigil is the first quest to set itself in Cetus, which just came with the new Plains of Eidolon update. This means that the entire quest as we know it is much different from anything we've seen before. Like so, the quest starts with you talking to the old man Khonsu, and let me just show you how that goes.
Look here, Bettino. Have you met Saya?
Finally, you may say, we're actually interacting with the world. No longer are we bound by fake distant inbox Skype calls, or the even worse simple mentions of possible colonists. Here we are actually interacting in the real Warframe world. And you're right, this way of storytelling is leagues above having something unfold by your Warframe watching it from your Lased, and by you watching that on your monitor. Instead of having the equivalent of having to watch a reaction video of a reaction video, you're actually in the world itself and progressing on your own story. Good start, guys. So Khonsu tells you that his good friend Onko, who has been missing for 5 years, is on the radar of the Grineer, and rumor has it that they're tracing his whereabouts. This has led to Saya, Onko's wife and also a good friend of Khonsu, to set out to the plains herself to find him. As it's quite dangerous, you've been asked to talk her out of it, but when talking to her the only option you seem to have is to head to the plains yourself, instead of Saya. Now when I say talking to her, you would assume that an actual conversation is happening, and judging by the footage you've seen so far, you may guess that's also the case. But let me show you how this conversation goes.
What's 5 years? I know he's still out there.
Is it just me, or is this conversation weird? Like, very weird. Standing a few feet apart from each other, selecting the option to ask a question and then not doing anything at all? Doesn't that feel unnatural to you? Anyway, you end up going to the plains, which look fantastic. Somewhere down there you find a campsite where the Grineer are looking for something. And as you're finding them, Heck shows up on your comms, and it turns out he's been sending a lot of troops down there in order to get his hands on some power he's never seen before, which will ultimately turn out to be the Glass Warframe.
I need more glass. It is the key to a power I've never seen.
Now I don't really have a problem with quests making Warframes out as gods, especially like with the Inaris and Nidus quest. It makes a lot of sense for the locals to stare in amazement at the power of a Warframe. But Heck, we've seen a fuck ton of them already? I mean, not that Gar is in any way bad, but Heck won't care next time I fight him on Earth. Once you kill the Grineer, the plains take the next step in completely obliterating any past gameplay you've seen before. And instead of saying that there were colonists here, but a ton looking the exact same as ever, here an actual background item, this drill, turns out to be the entrance to a cave. Now, I have not played enough of the plains to know whether it is an actual regular occurrence or not, but blowing it up to find a cave for the quest is something I can only describe as quite neat. In the cave you find Uncle's cover, which you know will be the MacGuffin for the quest. Now you may be wondering how these two locals have been able to follow you along and give you exposition. In the past, Warframe always assumed that you went with it and never questioned it, something that's been bothering me for a long time. However, when you enter the plains, the Lotus finally tells you this.
Patching the Ostrons to your signal now.
Back in your Lased, you use your codex system to find that the cover is locked, and you need a glass key to unlock it. So you expect it to become a standard run and fetch quest, until the Lotus introduces you to the codex scanner. Oh boy, where did we see that before? Luckily this is not Titania 2.0, and after the most realistic line ever that any person would say in real life to a close friend.
He's protected whatever is inside with the shutter lock. The key, molded from glass, has been broken.
I mean, expositional line. You set out to recover the glass shards. Now every mission is pretty much the same. You go out, get the shards, kill some Grineer and then go out again. However, each mission feels very much different. Not only the locations and mission types change, you also learn a lot more about Khonsu and Saya, and at the same time Verk is actively following your steps. The quest even tells you how the process of scanning works, a lot better than some other quests out there. Where you go is for the final shot, it's nighttime on the plains, and you're being told to be really careful, because it's not a safe place anymore after the glass warrior defeated the sentient, and its remains shattered over the plains and turned into Eidolons. An Eidolon does show up, and because Feyak orders his troops to stay on the ground, the Grineer are forced into a fight with the Eidolon, allowing you to sneak past and uncover the final shard from the cave. Back in your ship, you're able to reassemble all the shards together and uncover the one true mystery in the box. A hotfix. A flower. And that's the end. A flower, you may ask. Is that it? Did we risk our lives for that? Well, our two characters did have their own little mini-arc, which was kind of fun, so that brings it close to that. And later on, the Lotus will send you a message telling she found the blueprint to Gara by using the glass key we've assembled. So in the end, everyone is happy. Or are we? To be honest, I found this quest really strange, weird, and not for the reason you'd expect. If you actually saw my first reaction on Twitch, you may have seen that I was a bit upset with it. Actually, very upset. Because with quests like Change of Hera or the first mission of the Glass Gambit, we see some great quests in both gameplay and story-wise. And even though the gameplay is brilliant in almost every single way, the story seems to be lacking. But is this really the fault of the quest? If you look at it, we've seen more interaction with actual people than we've seen in any quest before. And unlike Titania's quest, where you just had to go out and scan plants and random missions, here every mission you do is part of an active storyline. However, it didn't leave an impression, even though we had such a great task and an amazing gameplay. Where Change of Hera had so little to work with, Saya Vigil had a bunch of unexplored content to use, but fails to impress. Some of it is definitely to blame the quest itself, especially the dialogue was straight up horrible. If you compare this to how amazing the dialogue was in The War Within, you just can't believe why they decided to go with this option. Still, I was very disconnected with this quest. Blame it on me or not, but I never established an emotional bond with any of the characters more than, oh, you give me exposition? And this was strange, because this quest kinda centered around the personal story arcs and coming closer to people. But the only moment where I actually felt some real emotion was this moment, where the Lotus shows off her power.
Who says we can't? I'll perform a broad frequency sweep.
So why is this? Well, it became clear to me that I never established a background with these people. Who were they? What is Cetus? Were we friendly with them and helping them out? Some of the basic background is never explored at all, as you're just being thrown into Cetus and the plains right away, with no explanation or introduction. This means the entire foundation of this quest is not there at all. I cannot care about people I don't know yet, so presenting me with a picture of some random strangers is not going to make me want to risk my life for them. So where does this put Saya Vigil as a quest? Well, it's actually one of the best quests we've seen in Warframe so far, and I know I just said that the foundation almost flawed it. However, that foundation is not a problem with the quest. As a quest to obtain the Gara Warframe set in the plains, it has everything right. The foundation itself is a problem with the plains, and one I feel I need to bring forward. So expect an iDread video on that very soon. So what do you think of Saya Vigil? And how are you enjoying the first days of the Plains of Eidolon? Share your experiences with me in the comments or join me on Twitch, where I'll be streaming Plains of Eidolon daily. And because I'm a Warframe partner, you will also be able to get some of that sweet in-game loot for just watching the Twitch streams. Anyway, all comments and ratings are highly appreciated, and I will see you all next time.